Today's video, we're going to talk about how to get companies to white label your service. A definitive guide on how to do this process brought to you by a company where we work together to get this done for them, using the other company's customer list and promoting to their customer list and via running ads at their customer list. There's a specific process or way to do this that's going to work. There's more to it than simply reaching out to your competitor, marketing to their customer list a service they can now earn from and that you do. I'll go into detail on all those individual aspects as well as the results that we got for this snow removal company that actually had worked with other lawn care services, which it's a complementary fit, which some lawn care companies do snow removal, some don't. Some people in the winter, when they're not cutting lawns, they hang Christmas lights. If you were that kind of business, this is exactly what you should be doing yourself. And the main thing that gets it to work is where you can actually demonstrate, which a lot of people don't want to do in B2B, selling to businesses, and you say, here's exactly how you're going to make money with me. They say, oh, can you send me some snow removal work? Or whatever, or they beg for business and there's no effort put into the pitch whatsoever. They have no way to demonstrate the value at all to the person. Why should I refer you? And then on top of it, it's going to cost me money and effort just to be able to promote your service. And I don't even know if I'm going to get anything out of it. You might also piss off my customers. Why would I possibly refer you? And not to say that nobody refers business out. They don't white label services. But they usually do it to people that they already have a relationship with. They're not going to let you reach out to them through a cold email and that's it. And people have done that a million times to them already. You're not the first. This is a way to stand out from the crowd specifically. I'll go into details on all these things that you need to replicate this strategy for yourself as well as what the strategy actually is. Before I get into the content though, if you don't know who I am Corey Ziman, owner of Guaranteed PPC, an online advertising agency that specializes in guaranteeing results for their clients. That is, more profits from your ads before paying management fees, or the general idea being that the management fee that we charge is offset by the profit we bring your campaigns in addition or up front. We're the only agency on the planet who offers any kind of similar contingency offer, which should tell you something about the quality of the information you're about to receive on this video. So with that said, getting into the content here. This is a real complicated two-step process, being facetious here, that you need to follow in order to get people to white label your service or subcontract out the service to you, however you want to phrase it. So the main thing, like I said at the start of this video, is if you just simply go and beg people to sub you up, to send work to you, it looks desperate. Not only that, by the way, but, getting people to refer you can be a great way if you're starting out with literally zero money to get the ball rolling. But what you'll find when you try to scale that and get more referral partners, they're basically, because you can't maintain a relationship with everybody and you get busier, the people are going to forget about you and it's going to leave it open for other people to come in and get the business that they were referring to you. But the main thing is they forget to refer you. If you're a home inspector and you want to be able to get people that have asbestos, get it removed and have the home inspector refer your asbestos removal company, when they see it, you can reach out to them and a lot of times they'll say yes. A real scenario that we had with a particular client. I overheard just talking to them because we talk about their business as well. And they'll say yes, but then you do all that work to finally get them on a call and finally explain the whole thing and get the referrals. Then they just forget about you. Next time an asbestos thing comes along, like, who is that guy? And then you're basically just boned. Direct benefit to the person that you're expecting to refer you. There's nothing there. And they're going to forget about you. And then you're going to have to work to maintain the relationships if they aren't going to forget about you. And you can only maintain so many. And that maintaining the relationship has a cost always tied to it. It's not as good as it seems. White labeling is better because naturally they get a direct cut of everything that they refer to you, which is why people don't want to do it. However, if you can actually explain there's enough benefit in doing it, the upside's just so good, they're willing to take a little bit of a risk not to do it. Like if you could come to them and say, hey, I'm going to make you an extra 10 grand a year by sitting on your do X, Y, and Z, that's going to get anyone's attention. It's enough money to worry about and do something with it. It also helps if you're asking them to white label something that can't be screwed up like snow removal. Yeah, you can actually run over plants and all this other, there's always risk subbing out anything, which is why people don't do it. It also dilutes the person's brand when they offer more than just lawn care if they're a lawn care company. And there's that as well. But you offer enough money to somebody, they're going to be willing to white label your services. You just got to demonstrate that to them. So with that said, what we had, a lawn care company, I'll explain how we did it in a minute, I guess. But what you need to do is you need to come up with an offer to promote that targets their customer list, and that you're going to offer to whom you want to white label your services to do that for free. So meaning if you have you're a lawyer, if you will, divorce lawyer, and you want court-ordered mediation service to refer you when that person really needs a lawyer, okay, then what you're going to want to do is go to the court-ordered mediation service, basically you're going to assume that they have a big customer list. You can kind of estimate how many customers or clients they've had by looking at their website and whatnot. And then you're going to say, hey, I'm going to offer you free advertising. And that free advertising is going to make you tens of thousands of dollars. Just keep it simple on an email like that, pique their interest. If you try to explain the whole thing in an email or in a letter, it's not going to work. You get them on the phone, you explain that you're willing to run ads at their own customer list, which you'll finance the ads in order to generate leads. And then you got to come up with an offer on an ad that's going to get someone that's on their customer list to respond via a Facebook lead ad, which is what I would recommend for this more than anything else. And then when the lead comes in, they just have to, of course, deal with the lead, or if you wanted to, you could have them send the leads to you. Most people won't want to do that because it's risky. But, basically for the court-ordered mediator, maybe they have something on there that says also offer on-staff legal help from an actual lawyer. They can help you, do whatever. Then people fill out the form, they answer the phone, they say, here's the deal, here's what we're offering the service now. Then they obviously can sub it out to you. That's not a really great example. Going back to the lawn care example, it would be marketing if you're the snow removal company, that you market an ad, a Facebook ad, to their lawn care customers, mentioning that that you are now offering snow removal services. And when somebody fills out the form, they're going to call them from their office and say, "Yeah, we offer it. Here's the price." If they say yes, then they're going to sub everything out to you, and then they're going to get a cut. With the upside being that they have no risk involved. You're going to spend your ad money to promote this ad to their customer list, which all they got to do is have upload their customer list to your Facebook account and then share the audience with you and use your ad account even and share the page that you can advertise on that page. And then that's what you do. So that's the basic premise of the so-called first step here that you're going to have to go through. And then once you've done it once, step 2 is to take those results and produce a case study and then send a direct mail piece out to them in the mail, the physical mail, that shows the results to all the other similar companies. So once you've got this done once and you've tracked the revenue that was produced through the campaign, you document it and you send it through the snail mail. Why snail mail? Because it gets the best response rates. You can almost get anybody to respond to anything as long as it's a quality offer by sending something out in the physical mail and then just keep sending it to them until they respond. It might take 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 letters, personal letters sent to the owner of the company in order to get them to respond. They'll eventually respond because they're going to be like, damn it, I keep getting this letter from this guy, and it's going to look like a personal letter from you to the other owner explaining basically, hey, we had a promotion that has been making the other lawn care company that we're working with in a different jurisdiction an extra $15,000 a month. And all they had to do was do a co-branded ad that we ran for them. And if you want to see how that co-branded ad worked, I can definitely show you that. Bottom line, we want to be able to do this for you as an add-on service, and you'll make an extra 10, 20 grand a month. Do you want to do it? And then a lot of times they'll read it and they'll throw it in the garbage can, but you just keep sending letters out. The main thing is you're trying to make it so straightforward and simple. You do X, you're going to make Y. And I have proof of it. If you go to this link, you want to do is put a personal URL on that letter you're sending them. The letter should have a handwritten signature. The letter on the outside should have a handwritten address. Then there's a URL on that page that looks like a personal URL that has your domain name / and then their name at the end of the URL. They go to that URL and then it has a video that explains how you did that promotion for another company. Once they see it themselves, how well it's working, how it works, how you're going to front all the money to make this go in the beginning, and all they got to do is just answer the phone when the leads come in, a lot of them will do it. So that's the two-step process, if you will. Now, we did this for a snow removal company, as I mentioned here. And I want to say, before I get into the results on this and how this actually physically worked for them, if you want somebody to build you a plan, I can build you a plan to do this easily all the way through, because I understand marketing and not just ads, but doing these kind of campaigns. Reach out to me at my firm at guaranteeppc.com. Not only set something up for you, but I'll guarantee you results, that you get so many responses off of it if we're going to be working on it. And we can confidently do that because we've done this similar campaign before and I know it will work. For that, we also, by the way, as a side, I just wanted to quickly mention that we also been selling ad templates. If we've worked in your niche market before, such as like with this, if you were wanting to do it for a snow removal company, we could sell you the winning ad, landing page, all of it that worked. You use it in your own ad account and get the results that we were getting already with it. This is particularly good for, because we have 100+ niche markets where we have templates, but we'll sell the Google template, the Bing template, the Facebook template, and you copy paste those into your ad account and you can get the same results we've got in a different jurisdiction or different country. We've got people that use these templates to start holding their businesses up from scratch, whether that be e-commerce businesses where they're selling a product they can easily get from China, selling it in a country that our client isn't in, or using a campaign template to subcontract out work and have a business just solely doing that, or selling leads. If you're interested in any of those opportunities, let me know. But basically, bottom line, you should at least find out what results we got in your niche market and if we worked in it, because you could save yourself tons of time and money just using the winning ad that we've developed over years in your market when we already have it. As a side, if you have any questions about anything I covered here, leave me a comment below. I get back to every single person who leaves me a question or comment on this channel, usually within 24 hours time. So with that said, getting down to the brass tacks here, with the snow removal company, what we did after we convinced the initial test company to white label our services, if we spent the money to advertise this whole thing for them, we spent just $1,000 only on ad spend with this particular campaign, targeting this company's roughly 1,200 name customer list. Okay. Again, you have to have them upload their customer list to Facebook, but you can get that list shared with you. And then you use it to advertise, and you just advertise to that customer list. That's it. With that said, because these people already have trust for that company, you're going to get a very high response rate. If you tried to market snow removal services to the general public, very few people are going to do it because they don't know who the hell you are. This campaign was also successful due to the timing. What we did was we waited till the first big snow. We had prepared the campaign in advance, which was smart. Then when the first big snow came up, we launched the ad campaign targeting these 1,200 names. And basically the pitch here was, when you got to come up with something that's equally as creative if you want something to work well. You can't just say, hey, do you want snow removal services? Because people know they can just go to Google and search for that kind of thing when they need it. So unless you're going to give them something that they haven't seen before, you're wasting your money. And if you're wasting your time to get the person to let you advertise, then you want to have the best offer you can afford to get away with doing. In this case, it was, first, snow removal is free on us with the subscription offer. In other words, just to clarify what this is, so basically it was snowing, ran an ad saying we'll clear your snow for free. That was the big bold letters on the ad and headline and so forth. The fine print was, it's free if you're willing to, for the rest of the winter, anytime it snows over an inch of snow, that we're gonna automatically show up and we're gonna automatically clear it. And we're gonna have a card on file, and once it's cleared, your card's gonna be billed appropriately, but we're gonna show up at 6 a.m. in the morning to clear it before you have work. And it's actually a pretty cool service, and it fits in really well with lawn care, because the type of people who value their time enough to pay somebody to cut their lawn, even though I like cutting lawns. I mean, I always enjoyed that. It's not like plumbing work where you're working your ass off. But with that said, somebody who values their time to get their lawn cut for $100 a month will pay $100 plus to get their snow removed. And so it's really doesn't get any better than that. Plus, you're getting it's being advertised on behalf of a company they already trust. So if they were going to go with anybody, they would go with this company because they offer it for the most part. With that said, they got a bunch of form leads. And you would want to run a Facebook lead ad for this, which is, if you don't know what that is yet, it's an ad or it's a form that you fill out right within Facebook itself. With that said, a bunch of the people who filled out the form didn't necessarily want to go through with it because they knew they had to pay. They weren't just purely going to get a free scoop of their driveway and sidewalk, but a bunch of them did. Enough to where we still got 29 signups of people that wanted to sign up for the subscription service. They were simply signing up for a subscription service. They could get out of it after the first year. But the idea was that it was a reoccurring subscription that would go on past the first year. Basically, until you tell us to stop, we're going to keep scooping your driveway. If you don't know what that costs, it's somewhere between $100 and $150 typically to get it done per time. So more like $100. If you're wondering what kind of revenue split that they had to do, so this company worked it out with the lawn care company that they did a 15-85 revenue split. Lawn care company got 15% of the revenue that was generated, the gross revenue, and then the snow removal company got the other 85% of the gross for themselves, which is a pretty fair split because the lawn care company still has to take a lot of risk. They don't want to take all that risk frankly, $100 a scoop, 30 scoops, that's $3,000. They're basically going to get an extra $500 every time it snows in free profit. And they would have had to do probably $5,000 in lawn care to get that same $500 in profit. So to them, it's like, and that's what you want to say in the sales conversation. This $1,000 in ad spend got them over $25,000 in revenue because it's reoccurring revenue. The first year, they basically got back what they had to invest to get the customers because there's the cost of the ad spend, which was only $1,000. Because the ads have such a high response rate because you're targeting people who are good quality, likely to people to buy and from somebody who they already trust already, you can offer more in terms of the offer. In this case, a free scoop. It took roughly offering, with that said, the average times it snows 10 times a year where they're going to need it scooped, roughly 10 to 20. And so they have to offer a free scoop, but in terms of the profit they're making, they're going to get that back the first year already. The cost of, the free scoops, and then having also reduction in margin because they're giving the lawn care company the money, they're getting, and having to pay for the ad spend, of course, they're getting back everything that they had to invest within that first year, actually less than a year. Year 2, it's pure profit. Year 3 is pure profit. More importantly, is you can use that campaign you just built to go sell all the other lawn care company. This company here is making $500 profit per snow. It's an extra $5,000 a year in your pocket that's going directly to you. And all you have to do is answer the telephone when somebody says that they want to sign up or quit. And that's it. And that's pretty much it. Now, the trouble with this particular company is, not to say it happened, but you do that kind of thing, what's going to happen ultimately is they're going to say, we can do this service ourselves. And once they've built up 100 recurring revenue customers, they're going to try to do it themselves. If they can do it themselves. There's no reason not to, that shouldn't necessarily hold you back. It's just, I know how these kind of things go. As soon as people say, they see the opportunity to steal away, that a lot of them are going to want to do that. But so on 1,200 customers, they got 29 signups. So basically they got about 2.5% of the people to sign up. For that matter, making an extra $5,000-$10,000 a month or a year in profit may not excite people too much. The owner, though, might only be making $100,000 a year. And if you tell them an extra $10,000 a month in profit you can make just by answering the phone, that's an extra 10% more income. That's an extra, brand new Corvette that they can get every year, basically speaking. Almost, anyway. Or the Corvette payment, we'll just say. So that a lot of them will do it. And then if you can get 10 lawn care companies to do this, because you use the results to send out to all the other lawn care companies, and you get 10 more of them to do it. Not everybody may have 1,200 customers, but you can get 300 customers, snow removal customers, just off the backs of white labeling with 10 other lawn care companies. Then $100 a scoop, you would need, on 100 customers, it would be $10,000 a per snow. But that's pretty good, right? And you got 20% of that profit, considering you still have to pay, even after paying 15% to the lawn care company. It's not bad. And all you had to do was just advertise to other people's customer lists. for that matter, most companies don't really take advantage of their customer list nearly as much as they should. It's a mistake to try to offer everything under the sun so you can take the customer list you have and just keep exploiting it for more and more money, because it's going to dilute your brand. However, people underutilize their list still. They should be, an accountant should have a partnership with the tax attorney so that when they need a tax attorney, they're referring the tax attorney directly, and they're creating something so that, like a prepaid legal or something. Like if you have a problem with your taxes, you get audited or whatever, you have a lawyer on deck, and all it's going to take is XYZ's percent subscription fee. There's so many things that people could do they just never think about. They always want to focus on, how do I get another customer? How do I get another one? They never think, how do I get more out of the current customers? And for the most part, I understand it, because it is tricky to offer more to your current customers. And for that matter, if you can find an ad that really works, it's easy to double your business just by making your front end marketing better. So at a certain point, it gets hard to find new customers because you've picked all the low hanging fruit. And then that's the time where you should be thinking about, how do I get more out of a customer? Ancillary services, whatever. That said, if you want to know a lot more techniques like these, you should subscribe to this channel, because I cover in detail all the strategies we're using like this at our firm to guarantee results for our clients, literally speaking. And I spend 40 hours a week doing ad strategy at our firm on the dozens of accounts that we personally manage. And with that said, everything that works and doesn't work, I give you for free on this channel as I share it on the weekends, because my day job is still doing ad strategy at our firm for our clients. And with that, the information is highly valuable. Most of the information you find on YouTube and elsewhere is given to you by yahoos that don't manage any ads, or they manage a couple ads and they're just talking about it, and it's not useful information. So if you're going to pay attention to anything, you want to at least start here, and therefore subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. You should also check out my blog at guaranteeppc.com/blog. The blog has step-by-step information itself as well that can help you guarantee results for yourself. In that, I lay out personally, I write all the blog content, all the stuff that we use to guarantee results for our clients, with screenshots, with everything that you need to use them. So you should check that out definitely as well if you haven't already, and you like the channel for sure as well. With that said, that gives you a pretty good idea of how to do white labeling. White labeling without offering the user something that you want to white label your service, it sounds like a little bit of money with more risk than it's worth. This makes it so that they don't have to think like, well, how are we going to get people to buy this extra service? They think about their current sales process, then they think, well, we got to change your current sales process in order to get people to buy this other service. Sometimes people come to them asking, do you have XYZ? And then it's not like that. And then if you go ask them to white label, they don't have somebody, they now have somebody to refer. But the problem in that case is they usually have someone to refer. But most of the time when you want people to white label, they think about, oh, it's going to be so much trouble to figure out how to offer this. I'm just not going to do it. When you offer a turnkey way to do it, all you got to do is just pick up the phone, and you're going to be able to make this extra 5-10 grand a year in profit. Then it becomes, hell yeah, I want to do it. And that's the way you need to be thinking about things if you want to do white labeling. And yes, it's an effort to get this funnel set up the right way versus just cold emailing people, but it's going to be 100 times as effective, because once you've spent the time to lay it all out like that, and you got to the point where you're going to send those packages out to people in the mail, they're going to be highly, highly impressed that they got that piece of information. In fact, they're going to be very happy you sent it. It's going to be useful as hell to them. Everybody, I would love if all that I got in my mail was opportunities where I can make money like that turnkey. All I had to do is just say yes, and the money's there for sure with no risk. We want those opportunities. We just don't believe them when you say you can make XYZ more by doing XYZ. They don't believe it. But when you physically show them in the case study, here's the other company doing it, that's taken out of the equation completely. So with that said, as a side, if you need somebody to look over your stuff and see if this is right for you, or stuck at the revenue that you're at now and you want to know how to get unstuck, you should consider hiring me for 30 minutes of coaching. But coaching not only agencies, but regular companies that watch this channel. And they're all getting tons of value out of this 30-minute coaching session, because I can ask a few questions about your pricing, your sales process, your website, look at your website, and know already within that amount of time probably what the bottleneck is, and then get you on the right track already. There's no people that I've already coached already that hasn't gotten enough value and got to the next stage of their company, because I've been working with hundreds of companies in the last 10 plus years. And I look at these kind of things all day long, and I know how to spot the bottlenecks. So if you are stuck, it would help yourself probably very much to reach out to me and get that kind of coaching so I can look at your stuff, get a second pair of eyes on it, and let you know where it is that it looks like you're stuck at, given a lot of people think their ads are not working because they don't have the right ad, and really it was the website that wasn't working and they needed to fix that first or whatever. Anyway, if you're interested in that, you can also reach out to me at guaranteedppc.com. I'm going to pretty much wrap it up with that. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Remember when I said customer list S was important during this video? Well, this video here